I'm pretty excited about the webinars as something we're offering to ministers and often to churches and sessions as well. And many of the webinars are also really good for pastors' wives as well. We're always thinking about both pastors and their wives for webinars. But to me, the overall picture is we think there's a lot of good content as a committee. Like there's so much good content for ministers to have. So we're not trying to flood the market with tons and tons of more content,
Yeah.
which is why we're doing a quarterly webinar
Hmm.
once a quarter. Try to pick a topic that we think could really serve ministers and their wives. Um, and as an example of that, last fall, we interviewed Carl Trueman regarding his book, The Rise and Triumph of the Modern Self.
Man, you
Well,
were ahead of the curve. I mean, he's all over like Ben Shapiro now. I mean, he's left orbit and is into the stratosphere.
that's right. And to me, it's like our goal with that webinar isn't to give him one more platform to like just review his book, even though we're going to go through the book. But the goal is like, okay, he's also a pastor. So, like, how should a pastor be thinking about this? How
Right.
should a pastor think about the sexual
Hmm.
revolution and preach through it? So, we kind of focus that for our webinar with him and get some fantastic answers and feedback just for thinking through pastoral issues. And that's really for us the tone of all the webinars is like, what is going to help a pastor? So earlier this year, we did one on the top 10 financial mistakes that ministers make. So, you can click somewhere on Google and find, different things that people do. But this is like, here's ones that ministers really need to watch out for. And then our most recent one is actually one of my favorite ones we've ever done with
Yeah.
Dr. Joel Beakey
Yeah.
on pastoral criticism. That is such a tough topic. And I was
Right.
so happy he wrote that book on criticism because we all face it as pastors. And I just thought he had some really useful content for pastors to be thinking about